Hello, BookTube. It's time for a tag. I'm doing Steve Donoghue's The World Book Tag. There's 6 questions with 7th for tagging. Question 1. What country do you currently call home? And is it the same country where you were born? I currently call home the United Kingdom, England, and I was born in Canada. How many countries have you visited? Did you buy books there? I visited about 12 countries. When I say about, because I suppose the 12 maybe doesn't count. I was there very briefly, and I didn't do anything, see anything. And I bought books in the other 11 countries. How well is the world represented in your personal book collection? Now, I've got books published all over the world. I've got books published in the former Soviet Union. Got books published in Russia, UK, Ireland, Egypt, the Middle East, Italy. A lot of countries. A lot of European countries. Some from China, Japan, some in Australia, South Africa, few other small African countries. Or other African countries, but just like one book or two. But they're all English. They're all English publications, and lots obviously from the UK, some from Canada, lots and lots from the United States. I don't think I have anything that's from South America though, that's published. That's from a publisher in South America. I don't think so. But yeah, so I have a smattering of things that are published around the world, and a few subject matters as well. And let me see here. How many works in translation do you currently have? Note, not including canon. Well, fiction. If I don't include canon, I don't have much in the way of fiction. I might have 20 books. I counted around 18. That I have, that's including Umberto Eco and a few other items here. A couple African writers, an Egyptian writer, and other ones Turkish. But yeah, if I go see, I don't know what if he classes medieval stuff as canonical as well, then I'll have to bow out there, because I have a lot of older stuff that's Arabic. Not a lot, but some of it, and I've got a lot of Sanskrit stuff, so I don't know if that's all part of it. So we'll exclude all that and just think of, like, for fiction-wise, modern, I would say around 20, because I don't read that much contemporary fiction to begin with. I probably only have, I might have 150 books that are contemporary fiction at most, I think. So that's not too bad, I suppose. I don't even think it would be 150, but yeah, around 20, say, for fiction. For nonfiction, I would say we're getting up into higher numbers, probably up. I counted about 63 that I knew about, and it's because, like, the subjects that I read, they're not. There's a lot of books that aren't translated into English, but there are some. So I suppose in total I could say conservatively 80 books that are translations, which could top over 100 if I've ever really searched and looked at every single book. And as I say, that's not counting all the other stuff in canonic. If he was just talking about the penguins, then yeah. But I'm doing everything that's sort of basically pre-1900, I suppose, fiction-wise. Number 5, tell us some weird facts about your country. Steve was mentioning there in the U.S. People that would vote against, like, their own self-interest. Well, that happens here as well. In just a recent election, the Conservative government had continuously they've been defunding the NHS and getting it destroyed, and then once everybody complains about how bad it is, they then come in and say, oh, we're going to save it, but we're going to sell it all off to America and everywhere else. We're just going to sell it off. We'll privatize it. That's the saving of it. But also, too, for benefits, like people that are on disabilities, they have health problems that they cannot work, have been kicked off these and then died later. And there's so many people that have voted for them, for the Conservatives in the recent election, that then turn around and they're sitting, they live in bed sits, like they just rent a room. They cannot afford anything else. They cannot work, and then they're wondering how long it's going to take for the government to help them. Well, they know it's not going to happen because it hasn't happened in the past, and it's not going to happen now. But they still vote for them for some reason. And there's a big, ever since Brexit and Trump and this, the closet racists, the closet fascists have just come out of the slime and the woodwork and the mold. They're all just vocal now, and they think that they can be, and they just scream that, oh, I have a right to say what I want to say. Well, so do I against you. And then sort of other strange. Well, there are some good things. English people they're friendly to an extent. Like the natives are friendly. No, what I mean is that it takes a while to get to know some English people. They are very reserved in some ways. And the other thing that I find interesting is that they still, like, we still got the Queen, and there's people that still want the royalty when it's against their own interests in many ways. It's a bit strange. And also, too, is that there's always been a class system here. It's still here. It's an unwritten thing, but it's definitely moved into corporate situations. It's the structure of the management, that if you're up at the top, you're there, and if you're at the bottom, you got nothing to say, you got nothing. So it's very, very class structured in corporations, and you get penalized in many ways if you break that structure. But as I say, the other weird thing is like you get used to. There's different ways of speech for things. Pants. If somebody says pants here, they're not talking about a pair of jeans or something like that you wear over top. They're talking about underwear, and that takes a little while to get used to. And there's other euphemisms that are not usual. I wear they call them braces here to hold up my trousers. And here, or in Canada, or even the United States, we would call them at times suspenders. Here, you say suspenders, they're talking specifically about stocking suspenders. So I just loved going into shops, and when I wanted to buy a pair of braces, I would go into the men's straight-faced. I want to buy some suspenders. And I would love just to see, I just love to see their faces wondering, what am I talking about? Why do I want suspenders? And that I'm a little strange. Anyway, so I've had a bit of fun doing that. Number 6, is there a work of world literature on your TBR? There's a few. It says literature, so I've got nothing really at the moment. I've got some Umberto Ecos that I do want to read and reread, but they're not on the horizon at the moment. What there has been in the last few days, like this just came today, it was gifted to me. It's a translation from a French writer, Flora Tristan's London Journal in 1940, and it's translated from French. So this is definitely coming to the top of my reading. And there's another one here. It's another French translation, 2 volumes. I just got it the other day. It's Hippolyte Taine, and it's Taine's History of English Literature, and it's from 1880s. So these two have sort of bubbled up to the top of my reading and my TBR. Sometime in the next few months, I would say. Those have, and there'll probably be others as well. There's another one that I got today. Is also it's in the pile there, but it's it could be another French. I think possibly French, but it's talking about how English writers or specific writers dealt with foreign countries, like with Africa, with India, with Mexico, and a few places like that. How they dealt with foreign countries for English. So, but yeah, fiction. As I say, I'll just reiterate: I do not read a lot of contemporary fiction to begin with. So it's very it's unlikely that I'm going to read something that is in translation to begin with. I don't even read English stuff. I might be better off actually looking at translations than stuff written in English, because I might enjoy it better. At least when I do read something, I do seem to enjoy it better. So if I want something like that, then I might explore that area more. Now, tag other booktubers. Well, I tag Amy at the Dusty Bookshelf, Jason at Byways and Bookland, and also David Murphy, and I think that's it. That's what countries. I don't know. I'm not aware of anybody else in any other countries. That covers Ireland, that covers Canada, and that covers the United States. So I don't know any other booktubers from other countries, as far as I know. But anyway, that I'll end it there. Where are we at? It's over 12 minutes. So yeah, so there's my World Book Day tag. Take care, BookTube. Bye.